If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. 1, it's free. 2, there are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Now back to the show.
Did you miss us? We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back with season 2 of Black Women Connecting Communities.
Make sure you check us out at blkwomencc.com for all of our blogs.
We have a store, y'all. We have different articles. So make sure you keep it locked to wowuradio.net and check us out and share it with everyone.
And also make sure you follow us at blkwomencc on all social media platforms.
Because we are back. I hope you enjoyed season 1, but season 2, we're coming with a vengeance.
I'm fading, even though this once was amazing. I don't know what to do, but lately, all this passion's clashing with our greatness. I expected so much of you. Yeah, I ain't saying we ain't enough. I ain't saying love ain't tough. It's for my heart, I put it up. I can never get enough of you. Heart invested all for us, but our love was not enough. I gave you all of my trust, just for you to give it up. Oh. Fool for you. You made me regret all those things I did, baby. You left me to think this through. Yeah, yeah. I ain't saying we ain't enough. I ain't saying love ain't tough. It's for my heart, I put it up. I can never get enough of you. Was not enough. I gave you all of my trust, just for you to give it up. Oh, give it up, give it up, give it up. Our love needs a break. 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 Yeah.
Hello, you guys, and welcome back to Lessons from My Exes, the podcast. I am your host, Natasha, Breezy, Lani, or Tosh, whatever you want to call me. I am your girl. I'm back for week 3 of Lessons from My Exes. It's so crazy. It's mind-blowing to me that I'm actually at my 3rd week of doing this. every time I do this, I'm like, whoa, I'm really doing it. It's crazy. Again, I talked about this for so long, and to actually have the time to do it finally has been an amazing experience. Oh my gosh. So, I don't know about you all, but this time change has been doing something crazy to my sleep pattern. Like, I just don't sleep. Like, I've already been a little, having a little bit of insomnia just because of, the situation that we're in currently in this world. But my gosh, like, you add that on and then losing an hour. Like, there's never enough hours in a day as it is. And to lose an hour, that hour is important. You never really know what you got until it's gone. Sheesh. All right. I want to start off by saying big, huge shout out to my girls over at Black Women Connecting Communities. It's an amazing collective of women who do wonderful things in our community. Each individual woman that is a part of this collective, including myself, I'm also part of this, all have unique abilities and things that they do. All super talented, all very intelligent women, just beautiful. Like, you guys gotta check them out. They also have a podcast that's on Wednesdays. It's like every other Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. And I apologize if I got that wrong. But, yeah, the podcast, you can catch it on Facebook. You can also catch it on other platforms where podcasts are streaming. So definitely check them out. And they also have a website. You have to check that out as well. That's www.blkwomen, so WOMENCC.com. You definitely got to check that out. I'll also put a link to their website in the description box on my YouTube channel, as well as in the description for this episode. I'll also give them a shout out. I've been playing the commercial. I played it last week, and I played it this week on this episode. So definitely check them out. And as you heard, we played another song from my EP, Lani. The song was Our Love Needs a Break. And that song personally is my favorite because I have gone and come to that conclusion more times than I'd like to. I hate taking breaks, but sometimes you need one, especially in love. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into the topic of tonight. So I had something else planned to talk about. However, it's so much crap going on in social media right now that I kind of want to touch on all of that. Is that okay with y'all? I hope y'all still with me. Thank you so much again for all of y'all that is sticking with me. We're going to break this one up a bit, but let's start off with this whole Derrick Jaxn. Is it Jaxn? Is that how you pronounce his last name? And his whole wife, that whole scandal. First of all, let me start off saying that I know a lot of women were so, like, impressed by him and just, oh my God, this is the ideal man. He's in his car talking the truth, all that good stuff. I never was a big fan of these social media guru, motivational speaker men and women who have all this advice and ideas of how a thing is supposed to work for everyone. Because even with me giving advice or saying how I feel about a thing every week on this podcast, what I say is not going to work for everyone. What advice I give is not going to work for everyone. Unfortunately, in this life, you got to go with what works for you personally as an individual. So it doesn't matter who gives you advice. Ultimately, you have to do what works for you. Because I can give some great advice to one person. I can give that same great advice to another, and it won't even work. Like, it just be like in one ear and out the other, or it just doesn't apply to what they have going on. You just can't there's no one-stop advice, that just works for everything and everybody. So you got to kind of be careful when giving as well as when receiving. So let's just go into Derrick. So a disclaimer, I'm not a person that sits up here and judges people and all and what they got going on, because at the end of the day, I don't know these people. I don't know them from a can of paint. All I know is what I'm being seen, what I'm being shown. In the case of Derrick, sir, how dare you have your wife, your queen, your woman come on this joint, right? And you want to discuss something, like, you know women. I'm sure she knows women. Not one woman that saw that interview felt convinced that you meant what you said, or you understand your marriage and your wife and all this other stuff, because they were so busy looking at that bonnet she had on. One girl said, with this bonnet and these crooked ass glasses she got on, I know she, man, blink sis if you need help. All this stuff, you know what I mean? Like, they made a fool out of this woman. You didn't even respect her enough to be like, yo, babe, I want to, have the talk first, because it's no way. I'm sorry. She's 1 in a billion if she felt like, yeah, I'm about to come on this joint and kill it with this bonnet. No. If I'm on, you never let people see you sweat. You understand what I'm saying? Think of any scandal with any high profile celebrity. And when the woman comes out, she come out looking flawless. Beyonce, that's the first one that comes to mind, but we know there's plenty more. The point is, when these women come out here and there's any kind of a cheating scandal or anything, you never see them slipping. You never catch them slipping. So the fact that she was like, dare I say slipping? Ma'am, you could be relaxed, but this is not a relaxed situation. Your man basically sat up here, gave all this advice about marriage and how it's important and how all these things are important. He's an expert. He's at an expert level of speaking on something, on motivating men to do better and women to accept better and all these things. Having God and Christ in your life and all these things he would speak about. Yet you show us why we shouldn't trust you. Because not only did you get on there, you made sure you looked good, okay? For your swole ass. Made sure you look good. And then you got your wife coming on. Literally like maybe she was cleaning her house and you was like, hey, hurry up and get on live right quick. I just want to discuss some stuff. Like, did y'all really have the conversation prior? Like, babe, this is what I'm going to do. I owe you, and because I gave you public embarrassment, I owe you a public apology. Did y'all have that conversation, or did you just say, hey, babe, I'm about to hop on live, get in here with me? What was that conversation like? I'm curious. I'm just curious. I have so many questions. When I saw that, I had so many questions. Still seeing it, as it's still going on, I still have so many questions. And it's such a touchy subject. It is. Infidelity is, to any extent, is just not a good feeling. I've been there. I'm sure plenty of women have been there. And it's even worse when it's like, this is supposed to be my person. This is supposed to be the person I'm supposed to trust with my heart. I married them. We had vows. We have, it's not, just not my boyfriend or just my baby father or just whatever. This is the man I came before God. And we have vows. And I promise to honor those. And he making a mockery out of them joints. Like, he literally, I seen them text messages. They didn't drop the text message or the DMs or whatever that he was saying to these girls. It's just embarrassing, man. I pray for her. I pray for her strength, man. I pray for her mind and her ability, her discernment, her ability to understand that it's okay to choose you, We got to do better. I don't even want to spend too much time on this because it's going to upset me. But all I'm saying is, shawty, you should have came on that joint showing out. You should have been dressed to the nines. You should have been just clean, have your hair done, and I'm not talking like video vixen, Instagram model. She's a very naturally beautiful woman. I've seen her outside of that. I've seen what she looks like. Just, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? But don't give people no more reason to embarrass you anymore. And like I said, he, as the man, to allow you to come on looking like that. And I say, hey, babe, I want to do this. I want to plan this. I want to share this information with the world, but I want you to be okay first. I want you to feel comfortable. I want you to feel confident. You know what I'm saying? I really would love to know what the conversation was like. That's all I'm saying. And before I get off that topic, let me just also say, have you been watching Married at First Sight, this new season of Married at First Sight, while we're on the topic of marriage and people being ridiculous? Chris and Paige, you guys, come on. Now, let's move back into Christianity for just a second. Now, I know people like to honor God through all things. I know that when you're making decisions and God's involved in those decisions, you want to make sure you're making the right one, so you wait on God. You listen to God. You make sure God is moving your steps and is putting you in the right positions. Because if it ain't God involved, then you don't want to do it, right? Chris and Paige both have that background, that Christianity, that strong Christian faith background, okay? But it is very obvious that both of them don't have common sense, okay? God did not say, make yourself miserable. God would never say, embarrass yourselves for national TV. God would never say, go on out there and accept constant disrespect, Paige. Chris, go out there and be unsure about her and embarrass her constantly. Make a fool of her constantly. And Paige, accept that because God says so. Because let me tell you something. Paige loves to throw in that God wouldn't have put me in this situation if it wasn't for me. God didn't put you in a situation, baby girl. If you make a choice to go on Married at First Sight, that's your choice. The experts are the one that set you up with Chris, not God. Not God, baby girl. Not God. The experts, quote unquote, set you up with Chris. On day one, this man said, you were not attractive to him. You were not his type. And before I go into this, I'm so sorry for those of you who do not watch Married at First Sight, or if you do and haven't watched it yet, spoiler alert again. A man that says, yeah, you not, and he told you this. Yeah, you're not really my type, or, you weren't really, I wasn't initially attracted to you. That shit hurt me. And he didn't even say it to me. So why would you even be like, oh, okay? And then, to make matters worse, he said that to you. Then he became intimate with you numerous times after that. And then when they were asked, why would you do that? He said, because I thought that would make her attractive. Ladies, you gotta stop. You gotta stop acting like you don't see the red flags. Transparency is really what I wanted to call this episode, because I wanted to get into the importance of being transparent with yourself, with your partner, and in general, in life. You know what you want. And sometimes those things that you want don't want you back. And it's okay to move forward, because the things that are for you are going to come to you. But when you waste your time doing this kind of foolishness, you move those things further and further away because your mind is not focused on the right things. Your mind's focused on foolishness, so that's all you're attracting. Your confidence is doing nothing but being depleted. Your heart is doing nothing but being broken. So Paige, tell me, was it all worth it? No, we're not at the end of this yet. We're only on episode, 10? We got a few more episodes left, so we don't know where this is going to go. But I pray, baby girl, you ain't just doing this for the show, because that's foolishness, especially if you're serious about finding love. And also because television is so important to people now. Especially our youth. And that representation is a terrible representation of a woman, a strong woman, because your strength is constantly being pushed down and weakened by sex, girl. It's more to life than that. You're not desperate. Stop. You're beautiful. You can probably get exactly who you want if you really wanted to. It's all in your confidence. It's all in what you deserve, what you feel you deserve. That's the way. But you gotta feel like you deserve things. I said this last week. Black women are kind of sometimes, I'm not gonna say all, but most, feel like they don't deserve happiness or feel like they don't deserve real love without sacrifice or without some kind of pain because you want to keep riding for this person. Do not ride. Because they're going to drop you off at some point and you're not going to have anything to show for it. Just focus on what you want. Be honest about it. And make sure you align yourself with things that you want, not bull that is nothing close to it just because you like somebody or just because you are lonely or just because you just feel like you don't deserve stuff. That mindset gotta go. You deserve the world. You deserve any and everything that you want. And this goes for our men. Same thing. You deserve whatever it is that you want. And if you're not getting those things, don't settle. Do not settle. Be honest about what you want. Be transparent always. In all ways. You like what I did? You like what I did just there? Be transparent in all ways. Always. Okay? I'm not going to talk your head off all night tonight because I made it all come together in the end. But I do want to say this. I'm going to leave y'all on this note. There is nothing in this world worth your unhappiness. There is nothing in this world worth your sorrow, your pain. There's nothing worth that. Life is so short. And we get the opportunity every day that we wake up to make our life what we want it. If you got big dreams, you can do whatever you want to do. Never stop dreaming. Never stop going for those things that you want. If you want to be married and you want happiness and you want a good man or a good woman, those things can be yours. But you just can't settle just because you're lonely, just because you're impatient. Patience is really a virtue. So stop rushing. Why are you in a race? Just live. Live in the moment. Not in the past, not for the future, not for tomorrow. Live in the now. Because you might miss something. Too busy chasing or too busy reminiscing or thinking about what could have been. Live now. live today. And I'm going, y'all. Thank you again for listening to me today. I love y'all. Peace and prosperity. Have a good night.